okay with other people back?
Yeah. It's horrible, obviously, what's going on there in LA, and somewhere that's been a home for Kristen and I, and so we have a house there, and we're okay. We're safe. All my family and friends are safe, but so many people, obviously, tragically lost everything. Lives were lost, and thinking about them all week. It's been tough watching from afar, but I know they'll fight back and come back stronger.
You guys are trying to help them a little bit too.
Yeah, we've done a few things. I think Kristen's doing a great job. A lot of her friends are doing a great job, and the whole city really is coming together. It's always horrible to see, but seeing people come together like this is nice.
Beneficial was the bye for you and everybody.
Yeah, it feels good. Certainly, you're at home, you're resting, you're getting a little extra sleep, you're getting a couple naps in. You feel good. Your body feels good. You get your body back, and now if I'm saying that, I can't imagine how the guys up front are feeling after a week off. So yeah, it's a good thing to have.
Jared, I'm curious. Mark Brunell was the last Commanders quarterback to win a playoff game. I'm just curious if you guys have talked about this matchup at all or his experience over there.
Yeah, it's the Mark Brunell revenge game. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that came across on the screen that night we were watching. We had a little chuckle at it, but no, yeah, he's obviously a part of their history, and yeah, it's cool.
I know that people around these parts are saying, okay, good, it's not the Vikings again, it's not the Rams again. We've seen enough of that. For you guys, is it more challenging? Is it more enticing to face an opponent that you don't see that often?
I don't know. They're all tough. I think it doesn't matter. I mean, at this point of the season, every team we're going to play is going to be a tough matchup. That's right. Every team we're going to play is going to be a tough matchup, and Washington's obviously no different. They're a hell of a team. They had a great year. They won 12 games. Just won a tough game on the road against a good Tampa team who beat us. So we got our hands full.
I've got to imagine you remember being a rookie. Can you take just a little mind shot of what he's doing as a rookie, the way that Jaden's performed?
Extremely impressive. Very, very impressive for anyone that young to do what he's doing, and doesn't look like he is a rookie. It doesn't look like he feels like a rookie. It feels like he understands the moment and is comfortable in it, and so our job on defense is try to make him comfortable, and it's been a challenge for a lot of teams this year, but I'm excited to see what they do.
You talk a lot about Jaden. What about their defense? Obviously, they got some more still coming.
Yeah, really good up front, really good at the second level. Bobby Wagner, Lou, who we've played, he's a hell of a player. On the back end, they're good, they're young, they're feisty. I think the whole team is young and hungry, and we're aware of that, and we got to come out and be ready to go.
Jared, this is kind of two and a half years of you guys going through this with all the attention, and now you're a favorite, #1 seed. Are you now used to it? Does it seem like people had all the hullabaloo, all the attention, everything else that you guys get?
I don't know. Yeah, I think I guess yes, because I don't recognize it much as anything different. We came into this year ready for games like this, ready for games like last week. Ready for these big time games, and wanted to have everything run through Detroit. And now we've got our opportunity to do that, and it's right here in front of us. And we got to go take advantage of it.
To that point, this team was on this stage last year, making it to the NFC Championship game. How different is the vibe going into it this time around?
I don't know. I mean, it's somewhat similar, somewhat different. A lot of the same players, a lot of guys that understand the moment. I think the biggest difference is having the week off and being rested, and knowing if we win, we get another one at home, and that's a good reward.
Yeah, that was Jared Goff right there. It's the Lion Villain Report. I'm your host, Russell Wayne, right here. And we're going to be going over this divisional round playoff game right here on this episode of the Lion Villain Report. Stay tuned.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. This your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen, to the Lion Villain Report. And I am your host, Russell Wayne, and we're broadcasting live into the Lion Villain Squad Facebook page right there. Thank you to everybody that is liking, following, sharing, commenting on the UDFA of sports podcasting right there. Good morning to you. We are also on YouTube at Lion Villain Squad. Thank you to everybody that is out there subscribing to the YouTube channel. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Broadcasting live into the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Thank you, Joe Chap. Thank you to the Huddle Sports Network on Roku. Thank you, Bill Packer fan. Thank you, Mike the Bear fan. Appreciate you. We're brought to you by NFL Shop. Get that Detroit Lions swag. Hit that QR code. Save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. If you want to partner with the villain, get a hold of Main Event Mike. 810-620-2167. Find out how you can be guilty by association. Do you own a business? Do you live in Michigan? Do you like the Lions? Could be a perfect fit right there. It's faith, family, then football right here. We use football. Spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. Most importantly, join the conversation. Join the conversation. That means jump in there. Give me that opinion. I want to hear what you got to say. Let's say hello to the people that have something to say. Let's put it in there. Good morning to you, Henry Gray. You like that? Good morning to you, Tyler. You like that? Uh-oh, the bad guy's in the... There, say hello to the bad guy. Say hello to my little friend. Broski Bear's up in the house. You like that? Jay Smooth in the house. You like that? Dwayne's in the house. John Herman's in the house. You like that? Harpazzo, Brent is in the house. You like that? DJ in the house. Sharon, John, one funky Lions fan. Say hello to my little friend. Scotty Reno's in the house. Say hello to my little friend. Kneecap biting. Jeremy B in the house. You like that? Can always use Jeremy B to put a little shout out to that Huddle Sports Network. Jeremy does his show on there, biting kneecaps. Right there. Shout out to Mike the Bear fan. Shout out to Bill the Packer fan. Sucks to be you. At least, the best case scenario is I got to be in the playoffs 1 week longer than the Packers. That's the worst case scenario. Best case scenario is we're sitting here and we're riding this gravy train all the way to the Super Bowl, baby. That's where it's going. Do you not have confidence in that? I have confidence in that. This is the Hump Day preview. What are some of the things that are out there? I look at this game and they got a dynamic player. I like Jaden Daniels. He's dynamic. You look at some of these games that he's played. And he's been impressive. They played the Falcons a couple weeks ago. Jaden Daniels, 24 for 36. For 227 yards, three touchdowns. He added 127 yards on the ground. I mean, the kid's dangerous. I get it. That's why he's in the playoffs, right? But are you really scared of it? I mean, I've been going through this thing a little bit. I know we kind of do the preview before the preview. But I look at these Commanders, and to me, they're the ones that have to answer all of the questions. They have a finesse. Their offensive line isn't awful, but it's more of a finesse. Our offensive line is nasty. Our defensive line is nasty. And they play this finesse type of style. I think that our defense can do some things against them. They're going to be one-dimensional. They ain't going to be running the football. I mean, that lends to the trends. So when I look at these things, it's the advantage is the Lions. We're the 1 seed for a reason. And you know, they got Jaden Daniels, they got Terry McLaurin, they got Robinson, they got a decent running attack, they got a decent offense. But our offense is on a completely different level, and that's where the questions need to be answered. Because I think it's a good matchup between their offense and our defense. And regardless of who they have, I know that they have Bobby Wagner. I know that they got some players over there, but on defense, you know, it is what it is. They've been letting in teams that are able to run. I mean, even Bucky Irving last week, when they were handing him the ball, I thought Bucky Irving had a good game. Teams can rush well against the Commanders. I mean, even in that game where they played against and won against the Atlanta Falcons. You know, Bijan Robinson had 90 yards rushing, averaged 5 yards a carry. Tyler Algier averaged 6.5 yards a carry. You know, and they lost to a Cowboys team where Cooper Rush was the quarterback. You can force this kid into mistakes. He's a rookie. You know, you can take advantage of some of that. And they can get some things going if they can get that play action going. So if there is a path to victory for these Washington Commanders, I think that it is they have to get out ahead. Like they have to get their defense in, and defenses have been able to stop us in the beginning of the game. That's how Buffalo beat us. They got out ahead of us. They put the pedal to the metal, and then we got our metal going. We scored a lot of points in that game. We just couldn't catch up to them. I think that's how the Washington Commanders would have to win. If there was a path to victory, that's what they would be doing. They would be possessing the football, and I do believe that that's what they're going to try to do. I believe that the Washington Commanders are going to try to possess the football. They want to keep our offense off of the field. And we do the same thing, but I think that we could be more explosive than they are. I think that our offensive line is going to do what it does in every game, is wear teams down, and then in the third and fourth quarter, you don't want to be in there no more against the Lions. That's our styles. We grind you. We grind you until you're sick of getting bulldozed by Penei Sewell. Close them out. The bad guy says, I think the second round will be different than the first round, where it started slow and one team will blow out the other. I think the Lions are a runaway train. And I have no reason not to think that. And, you know, I put a post up on the page today. You can miss the villain with all of your negative talk and doubt. I don't give a shit. This is our time. This is our time. I'll eat my crow if it doesn't work out. This episode of the Lion Villain Report brought to you by NFL Shop. Scan the QR code, save up to 25% off of your order. That's our affiliate marketing partner right there. NFL Shop. Get the swag. Get that swag. Yeah, but I'm not scared. I'm not backing down on any of this stuff. The Lions should win this game. They should dump truck this team. I understand about Jaden Daniels, but you're running into us. You're running into us. I'm sorry. You're in the way. You're in the way, Commanders. 60 minutes away. 60 minutes away from hosting an NFC championship. The Commanders aren't the ones. They are not the ones. Are we scared of the Commanders? We're not scared of the Commanders. They should be scared of us. You're going to put some respect on this Lions team. We don't have to figure out how to win. We already know how to win. You got to stop us. And DJ makes this point right here. You know what? If they get down 7-0, 14-3 game over in the first, I think that we can get out ahead of this team. And they should. They should get out ahead of this team. Aaron Glenn's going to dial up some stuff. He's going to frustrate this quarterback. The thing is like, oh, we have Jaden Daniels. What are you going to do about Jaden Daniels? What are you going to do about Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch on the back end? We're going to be playing man up in the front again with Kirby and Brian Branch. Ball hawking. They're going to be ball hawking. They'll be looking for that RPO. So that's Gun Guy says 37-24 Lions. That sounds about right. That sounds about right. If Washington commits to stopping the run, our receivers will torch them over the top. That's the thing, is we're going to put them into a trick bag. Because having that running attack like that completely opens up our whole offense. And then they can't stop it. And the running game works. It's not like a finesse type of thing. The running game works because we have bully offensive linemen that blow you out of the way. Clear it out. It's like snow removal. We should know all about that. Misnomer. And thank you for scanning that QR code. I appreciate that. Give it a shot. Use the villain link. Good morning, Davey. You like that? Gun guy's in there watching the show with his pants off. The bad guy. Oh, I definitely feel our Detroit Lions are coming to handle business and we're going to win. I just feel that the other games are being played are going to be blowouts like the first round. Yeah. First round was a little bit disappointing. They were saying that about the NCAA tournament too. And I don't know why people don't like that. It's dumb not to like that. I mean, I am a Buckeye fan, but still having a tournament, I don't care if the games are blowouts. That's a parity thing. If you start letting 12 people into the national championship college tournament, 12 teams or 8 teams, is it 8 teams? I don't know how many teams in there. I think 12, maybe 12 teams. Then there's no excuses. You know, you may have an argument over which 3-loss team or whatever you're going to put at the bottom, but then they all have a fighting chance. It's like, why didn't this team, they didn't play anybody? It's like, okay, well, now you got a tournament and you can figure it out. And most of the time those teams are going to get blown out because you know why? Because they didn't play anybody. But at least now they can prove it. And it gives the kids a reason to stay. I mean, these kids playing in meaningless bowl games, that sucks. Oh, it's the toilet bowl where this 7-7 team is going to play this 7-7. Who cares? Who cares? The sponsors are losing their asses on those. So, it is what it is. Paul Jones says the Bear fans told you that you were irrelevant because we've only been good for 2 years. And I said, how 1985 makes 2025 relevant. Yeah. You know, we play by simple rules on this network. And I think that it just puts it into perspective. And it's just nonsense, right? Like even 2010 Super Bowl, right? Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares who won a Super Bowl even 5 years ago. Who cares? Who cares? Other than the fact that it might be somebody that might win the Super Bowl this year. But it's always about the relevant. It's always about the now. And that's it. You know, I don't care about what happened. And it's cool that you got a rich history. But it's not a exclamation point if you're doing trash talking. Trash talking is always based in the now. And we have the 7-day rule here. I don't give Packer fans or Viking fans or any of those other fans a hard time on weeks that they win. That's just my rule. Now, I don't care what you do, but it's all about what have you done for me lately.
What have you done for me lately?
Yep. It's right now. What's relevant right now? What? Well, the 8 teams that are left. That's it. The 8 teams that all have a chance to win a Super Bowl. We don't know. Any one of those teams can win. Washington could go all the way. Or the rookie quarterback. I mean, part of the danger of facing a rookie quarterback, especially if he's good, is there's not as much tape. There's not enough evidence to see any type of tendencies. The surprise is still there. Now, next year, he'll have to deal with the fact that everybody's had, 6 months to look at everything that he's done. But as of right now, element of surprise is there. Washington could win the whole thing. And the Lions are treating that as such. They ain't taking this team lightly. Which is the reason I think that we're going to blow them out. The Lions have guys of destiny on their team. You know, what about the other side? You got Philadelphia and the Rams. You don't think Matt Stafford could win another Super Bowl? I mean, the fact that if we go beat the Commanders, the fact that Matt Stafford might be waiting there in the NFC Championship trying to steal our Super Bowl. Yeah, they could go all the way. Philadelphia could go all the way with Saquon Barkley. On the other side, you know, Patrick Mahomes, they're trying to three-peat. Josh Allen, hey, that's the best of the best now. Baltimore, it's the best of the best. I mean, could CJ Stroud put it all together? Who knows? It's a pretty good team when you think of like the young players starting to gel. Houston's in a lot of the same spot that we are. Got a good explosive offense, great wide receiver, good running back, good quarterback. Ascending players. They got Daniil Hunter and, you know, Will Anderson. So any of the teams that are left over right now, it's like you got to take them serious. But the Lions feel like that team of destiny. We got players that are peaking at the right time. Like, if I wasn't a fan of the Lions and I'm just watching this team, when I've seen players like Jahmyr Gibbs in the past on other teams, I'm just like, that's going to be hard to stop. I mean, if this offense is an all-time offense, you depend on that offense. This is the kind of offense that could score 40 points a game in the playoffs. And I think it starts this week. And honestly, if we don't score a ton of points in the playoffs with all these guys and like the way they feel about it, I'd be disappointed. I don't want to get in some 23-20 game. I want to step on the gas. That's what we have. We got this offensive team. Stick the pedal to the metal. I want to put this Lamborghini into fifth gear. Take it out on the Autobahn. Let's see how fast we can get this thing going. There is no other time. There is no other time. There is no other days. This is what they've been building it for. Last year, you could argue house money with me. I was disappointed when they lost. But going into the entire whole playoff scenario last year, it's like, okay, we feel like we've gotten here a little bit early. Got a competitive team early. The weaknesses definitely got exposed. But the Lions have shored up those weaknesses. Even without Aiden Hutchinson. Bringing back Alex Anzalone last week. That showed it. That showed what type of player and what he meant. You're watching a Lion Villain Report right here, brought to you by NFL Shop. You can scan that code, get yourself up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners at NFL Shop. They said they wanted the Lions. They want the Lions? You want the Lions? You want that smoke? You want to come into they wanted this. And when I come in here on Monday, that's where what I feel is going to be my take. I'm going to be like, bring on whatever team's next. And hey, Commanders, you told us last week that you wanted this. Are you sure? Are you sure you want this?
Took care of that thing for you.
The Lions feel like a team of destiny when it comes with this. Like, even when you look at the defensive weaknesses, it's like it's all been, coming to a peak. And, you want your defense playing right at the right time. And the defense really looked like it clicked in that last game. Got to get it right. Got to get it right before the playoffs. They were talking about in the middle, and when they interviewed DJ Reader. DJ Reader says, it took him a minute. After you lose a guy like Aleem McNeil, even if you're a dominating line, you still got to figure out how to work next to that guy next to you. And DJ Reader is a game record. And he had to figure out how to work that magic with, next to a guy like Levi Onwuzurike, who plays the game differently than Aleem McNeil. But Levi Onwuzurike is a guy that is having a career year. These are the undersold guys that you're just like, when I talk about how dangerous progression is, the progression of a player is the scariest thing of any team, is watching players progress. And that's what makes these Washington Commanders dangerous. You got young players that are making leaps. Sometimes it's game to game, sometimes it's play to play. But guys like Levi Onwuzurike, who have been developing, overcoming the injury, he's starting to have the game slow down for him. And you're watching it happen in real time with a lot of these players, like Brian Branch, like Kirby Joseph, like Jack Campbell, like Terrion Arnold. Think about how Terrion Arnold was playing at the beginning of the season with the PIs, and now people don't even want to throw to his side of the field anymore. Look at how that whole storyline has changed over the last 6-8 weeks with Terrion Arnold. You saw the penalties start coming way down. He's been out there all the time. Now, he hasn't been getting interceptions. It ain't been big and sexy. But you've watched that defensive player, and he's a rookie. You watch the progression of the rookie. And as good as Jaden Daniels is, he is a rookie. And Aaron Glenn will throw stuff at him that he's never seen before. Ever. This is the playoffs. Time to pull out the stops. So, and I looked through some of these wins that they've had, and they've had some good games, but they've also had some teams just, make them pedestrian. Good defenses, like the Eagles. Eagles held them to 18 points. Saints held them to 20 points. No, hell, the Commanders held them to 20, or the Buccaneers held them to 23 points last week. So, I mean, if they only scored 23 points against the Lions, they're going to lose by 30. I mean, if that may help put into perspective the way I feel it, right here. Here's J Mommy. Lions 43, Commanders 17. And that's nothing against the Commanders. You have to pull us out of our game plan. And our game plan is to stick the pedal to the metal, use fourth down, score touchdowns with our incredibly efficient red zone offense that moves people out of the way and scores touchdowns. If you get in a field goal game with us, you're going to step on the metal right here. The bad guy has a 38-28. I like that. A 38-28 where it feels like it was 3 possessions, but we were nice. 12 teams, yeah. Going back to that. Thank you, DJ, for getting my back.
You like that?
I appreciate you guys double check. I mean, I got Google up here and all that stuff too. I look stuff up while we're live, but you know, I appreciate you guys keeping me in line. And wow, and thank you for the 8,000 people that watched yesterday's broadcast. That was crazy. They're all fired up for these Lions. I'm feeling good about it. And I definitely appreciate you live people that are on here. You know, Adam, J Mommy, Big Dan Davis is in the house. Russ, I think the Lions win in a shootout. 34-21 Lions. I like it.
You like that?
The fact that we have over 2,700 yards in the backfield is absolutely historic. We don't even need Montgomery. I mean, but the thing is like Montgomery is like, you know, it's a morality boost. Now, I know that Craig Reynolds went in there and just killed it. And it all comes down to the offensive line again. You know? It's that one thing that we go over and over again. Like the things that make these dynamic playmakers. You know, when you know that you already have the blocking set up, when you know that you already have the play with its best chance to work because you know that it's going to be blocked well. I mean, that's why you see every running back have success. Jamar Jefferson, 5 yards a carry. You know, Craig Reynolds, 5 yards a carry. Jahmyr Gibbs, well, he's super talented, so he's going to get 6 yards a carry. Montgomery's about 6 yards a carry. You know, you have high end. You got some, you got a Ferrari and a Lamborghini in your backfield. But then you got some real nice backup cars too. You got yourself an old classic. Lots of horses back there, but that all starts up front. That's Frank the Tank. That's Kevin Zeitler. When you're talking about blocking, Kevin Zeitler, what a steal that was. Getting him to come over from Baltimore. I mean, and you know, they're doing next man up. So they had the next man up ready and developed. So they let him go. We're expected to do that too. We got Christian Mahogany. We'll be doing the same thing a couple years. But Kevin Zeitler came over here from there and has just been the best right guard in football. And then you got Penei Sewell on that right side with Frank the Tank. I mean, you're solid over there. You know, even Decker and Glasgow are good. So that's where it all is. That's that backfield. The fact that 2,700 yards in the backfield, they better be sending steak dinners to all those guys up front. Because that's what the villain does. The villain gives love to the big man. The big man making it all happen. The big man plowing the way. Parting the Red Sea, letting Gibbs run through giant holes. And then he takes care of the rest. And yeah, I know that the running backs get all of the credit, but those offensive linemen, I love watching them work. I actually take one of the times that I watch the game, you know, when I'm going back through it, and it's nothing but look at the offensive line work. Look at these holes that they're opening up. Oh, good stuff. Big Dan Davis asked a question. What are your thoughts on the Lions coordinator situation? Do you believe that AG and Ben Johnson get head coaching jobs? I think that we're going to lose one of them. Big Dan Davis, and I think it's going to be Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn is going to take that Jets job or take that New Orleans Saints job. And he's ready, man. He's got the head coaching demeanor. I feel as if we have a good replacement for him too on the staff. Kelvin Shepard, I think, will be our defensive coordinator. Yeah, move him up into that spot. Take advantage of that. And Ben Johnson, I think he's going to stay. Ben Johnson has a legacy decision to make. The head coaching thing, Big Dan, is going to be there for him. I mean, I don't even know how old he is. Is he even 40 years old? Ben Johnson? Let's look at that. But even if he is, it doesn't. Ben Johnson. I'm looking. Yeah, he's only 38 years old. That's what I thought. That head coaching opportunity ain't going nowhere. Because, I mean, if he stays, then he gets to, see his offense through, if that makes sense. And I think that means something to him. Like I said, he has a blank check in his wallet right now. A blank check that he could get from any team he felt like it at any time that he wants it. When you're ready to take that head coaching job, it's there for you. You can take it. You can have your choice. Pick of the litter. But you also have a chance to be a legacy offensive coordinator. And I'm not just talking about, oh, wow, you finished in the top 5. For like 5 straight years, he was really, really good. No, I'm talking like the greatest offensive coordinator of all time. If he stays and he sees it through. And you know what? If he takes the head coaching job, more power to you, Ben Johnson. It's okay. Good luck. But if you do stay, you got Jahmyr Gibbs here. You got Amon-Ra St. Brown here for at least 2 years. You got the entire offensive line minus Zeitler here for at least 2 years. You got Jared Goff for at least 2 more years. Like, there's got to be part of him, Ben Johnson, that says, what could we do? We could turn this thing into something stupid. Like, it's already approaching greatest show. I mean, they're number one, like, all-time in some things already. And honestly, if I'm Ben Johnson, I'm like, Penei Sewell and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think I'm going to stay for the prime of that. For the prime of that, because if Ben Johnson ain't here, there's a different offensive coordinator. There's a different offensive coordinator that's going to come in here and unleash that offense. As much as you guys just think that it's all Ben Johnson, it's Penei Sewell making the stuff work. Offensive line is that key. He ain't going to go nowhere else and be able to find that. So he's got a choice, He can start that head coaching thing whenever he wants. He'd probably get $20 million a year if he were to leave, take a head coaching job. If he waits 2 years, he might get $25 million a year to take a head coaching job, while having a couple Lombardi trophies to carry in there and show off as the head coach. I don't know. Something to think about right there. But as far as Aaron Glenn goes, he feels like that he's been getting ready for this. I think that he was borderline ready for head coaching opportunities when he came here as the coordinator. So I think he's been ready. And DJ says, and the whole defense is young. Big Dan Davis says, I agree. AG goes to the Jets or the Saints. Spielman is interviewing for the Jets GM position. If he gets that, AG to the Jets is a lock, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know how serious Chris Spielman would be on that. I know that a couple of years ago you said no way. That's not what he does. He's more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. But he's an asset to anybody. I love the fact that, and you should be listening to this, broski, because this is what your team needs, which is, the Lion fans for years and years and years, and I have to tend to agree with them now that I've seen it happen. They were saying you're never going to win as long as the Fords are in charge. Whenever you got like a billionaire that is, where the football's not his main priority. You're like, yeah, I got this football team. Oh yeah, and and the Ford Motor Company, but they never made the Lions like the front of their priorities. While the fans, they wanted to follow Barry, they wanted to be fans. Even during the Stafford times, it's like there's always something that was missing when it comes to front office. Now, when Sheila Hamp came in and took over, the first thing that she did is like, I don't know anything about football. So I hire Chris Spielman. Hey, Chris Spielman, can you go out there and do some, make smart football stuff, do football stuff? And that's what he did. He advised them into he advised them into, picking the general manager, picking the head coach, and getting the right people in place. And now they've built it. He's our little Steve Eiserman. He came back and making it right. And now all of these teams are copycatting, just like Jay-Z says right here. And smart teams, smart people, if you want to be successful in life, in anything, find somebody that's very successful at the thing that you are trying to do and watch that dude work. And if you're blessed enough to be able to have a conversation with that person and ask them, how did that work? And this is successful. What the Lions have done here with Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes, the way they built this team is successful. It's a model. Now, I don't know if it's a recipe for success, because there's talent that is involved with getting it to where it was, right? So you can't just be like, oh, well, all you got to do is draft a generational left tackle and a generational wide receiver in the same draft and, hit on 80% of your draft picks that are all quality starters now. Like, that's not a recipe for success. That's a hiring the right guy, and he kicked ass at his job. And that's Brad Holmes. It is not normal. So they can copycat us all that they want. But if they don't bring in the right, players to fit what their philosophies are, then it don't matter. Sometimes you're whipping up the meal and it's just that here it is. This is a good meal here in Detroit. But I've been told all off season that me thinking that Ben Johnson would stay is a pipe dream. And, I'm sticking with that part. This is Hump Day preview right here. And we're previewing this game right here. But we got sidebarred with, I think is a good conversation. And I'm willing to have this conversation anytime. Which is, offensive coordinators. What are we going to do? Are we going to lose Ben Johnson? And I just don't think we're going to lose him. Because, if you're a part of something good, there's comfortability in that. He's comfortable in that. His family likes the situation they're in. He likes all of his co-workers. I mean, think about that on a level of, blue collar here. You're working at a job and you're working at this place and it's going great and you're there for like 5 years and it's just going great. You're hanging out with your coworkers and you're having fun. You're kicking ass. Your business is kicking ass. And you're doing it. But then somebody comes along and says, hey, I'll triple your money. You want to come over here? Well, I don't know. What's it like over there? I don't know. But we'll give you lots of money. Yeah, but I like it over here. Yeah, but we'll give you 4 times as much money. Okay, well, I got money. That's a lot of money, though. Let me think about that. I think that's just kind of where he's at. He loves Jahmyr Gibbs. He loves David Montgomery. He loves Penei Sewell and Frank Ragnow, and loves going to work every day with Dan Campbell. He's 38 years old. It's not like the ship's rolling by. He's watching the parade go by. Oh, no. He's just going to sit in the wings. Let's say he waits until he's 41, right? 3 years. He spends 3 more years in Detroit. Is 41 too old to be a head coach? Strap a couple rings on his fingers. Even if he only got 1 Super Bowl. But you get there. He wants to be here during Jahmyr Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown's prime. Why wouldn't you? The idea that I'm talking about right now, having people that stay and that, that are loyal like that, it's unheard of. And if you look back at the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 70s, that's the reason that they won. They put together an all-star, unbeatable team, especially on defense, and they stayed together. They stayed together. And while they stayed together, they dominated. The fear of progression is the biggest fear that I have. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. You're watching the Lion Villain Report with your host, Russell Wayne. Brought to you by NFL Shop. You can scan the QR code. Save up to 25% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partners over at NFL Shop. But the fear of progression is something, at the beginning of the season. Oh, what are you going to do with Josh Jacobs? What are you going to do with Xavier? All these brand new guys. Okay, that's fine. Those are good players. But that doesn't scare me as much as, seeing a player come in on their second, third year that's been in that system. That's why the Lions are scary. Because you're watching a whole bunch of these guys that are, some of them were all pros, when you think of Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. These are guys that are not even as good as they're going to be, and they're already all pros. You're talking about the progression. That's scary, dude. That should be scary. If that doesn't scare you, then, learn football. That's scary. That's scary. Having very, very talented players get it mentally on a high level. Ooh, that's game slowing down for a guy like Penei Sewell. Shoot. In 2 years, he may enter his prime. He's a first-team All-Pro. So when I think of scary teams, Jaden Daniels is a scary player. But Kirby Joseph is scary. Brian Branch is scary. DJ Reader is scary. These guys are experienced players that have been to NFC championship games, that have been to Super Bowls. DJ Reader was in a Super Bowl and lost. He knows that feeling. So, 3 more games, guys. 3 more games until the Lions hoist that Lombardi trophy. And I believe it. I believe it. The only way that I wouldn't believe it is if I was shown something different. But I'm not going to. The Commanders, you guys are in the way. Simply in the way. You are on the tracks and the train is coming through. Believe that. Believe that. If Christopher Walken was here, I'd say Lion Villain Report it's a good show. You should watch it. It's about football in the mornings. It's 10 a.m. It could be good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life. Thank you to the Villain Squad Facebook page. Go over there, give them a follow. Thank you to the Lion Villain Squad YouTube page. Go subscribe to that. Give them some help. Thank you to the Huddle Sports Network. Thank you to the Detroit Lions News Podcast. Thank you to Joe Chapp. We are the UDFAS Sports Podcasting, baby. My name's Russell Wayne. This is the Lion Villain Report. Liking, commenting, and sharing. You're helping us in the algorithm. Please. We like it. We're going to get better. We may not be the best podcast, but we're going to grind our way. It takes more until we are. Now, tomorrow we're going to be getting into them lock picks. We hit that up last week. Well, only half of those teams made it. We're going to do the divisional lock pick. The divisional lock picks tomorrow at 10 a.m. To do that, it's faith, family, and then football in that order. folks. Use football. Spend time with your family. Create memories. Don't let football use you. I'm going to take off. Thank you guys for popping on with me today. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you to the live audience. And wow, and 8,000 people watching yesterday's show. Let's go Lions. Let's do it. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Lockpick Show. God bless you. Peace
Yo,
out.
the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet.
Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple.
Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy.
Opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.